You're connected to Business Wrap, inspiring ideas that propel the business community forward.
And this is your host, Chris Buck, kicking off today's show. In the next hour, you're going to hear daily communication advice from Phil Zeller of Dale Carnegie, Michigan. You'll consume news that impacts business with Michael Patrick Shields. And join us for our special edition of Crane's Detroit Business, Detroit Rising, with senior reporter Chad Livengood. But first, in studio, we have a panel of experts here to discuss video tips for Facebook and Instagram in particular. And those experts are
Rose Chantrapel, Moonsail North.
Courtney Mackey Larvadane, founder and managing director of Glow Social Media.
Aaron Richard, communications manager, MSU Foundation.
And Paul Schmidt, creative video strategist for UnoDeuce Multimedia.
Excellent. Okay, so video tips for social media, Facebook and Instagram in particular. I guess before we get into the tips on exactly how to do it, let's talk a little bit about why to do it. Video is up for the hype, right? I mean, video is the way to go. No point in even getting started unless you're doing video. If I'm not, I'm paying attention a little bit. So, Courtney, is that true?
Well, absolutely. So, Facebook actually generates over 8 billion video views per day. So that is an astronomical number of eyeballs who would much rather watch a video than, click through to read a blog post or look at a photograph. So with that in mind, video really should be the lion's share of your focus on your social media platforms.
Okay, so there's a big why. 8 billion per day?
Yes.
And that's just Facebook.
That's just Facebook.
Just think about that. That's just one platform.
All right. Well, there's a lot of work not getting done out there.
Absolutely.
All right. So tips on how to do it. All right. We know now, understand why we want to do it. So how do we want to get started here on the Facebook and Instagram video strategies?
Sure. So, and I know Rose has some points about this, but really what you want to start with is looking back over your current social media strategy. So what is that strategy? And then how can you turn that strategy into video? So you want to figure out, what mix based on your budget, what mix of those videos can be produced, what mix of those videos maybe need to be in your live stream, and what mix are going to be your really short story clips and what are going to be longer on that will live on the page.
Absolutely. Before you start, Rose, I was just going to tag on to that is when you come across your video strategy, when you really look at that, I always try to put it in the auspices of a story. So think of every little thing like a chapter, or and then you have an index of where you want people to go. And so that's one of the things I like people to think about. Think of your organization as a story, and what are the chapters that you're going to have as part of that story to really have people focus in on a certain time.
This is Rose with Moonsail North. I absolutely agree with what Courtney and Paul were saying. And I also definitely always start with what story is an organization trying to tell, because you want any visual you put up, any content you curate, any Facebook Live you do, any video you produce to be part of that story. It should not stand alone as just something cool you did on video. Yes, companies can do that, but it's not ultimately going to help their brand. It's not ultimately going to help them grow. So keeping that in mind, is the story you're going to tell that we have a great team, and maybe most of your customers don't get to meet that team. It's a story that you have to tell that you have great clients and you're out and about doing projects with them. That story piece is key, and I absolutely agree with that. Just other things to keep in mind, keeping it, making sure it doesn't drag on. This actually takes more effort than you think, because it is easier and takes less time to have things drag on. You don't have to think about it as much. You don't have to plan it out as ahead of time. And the other piece that I know other panels have thoughts on as well is thinking about the audio. So we're talking about video, but bad audio can kill video. Bad audio can kill amazing video, because people really don't have a high tolerance for audio that you can't hear very well, audio that goes in and out. And there are two aspects of that. If you're in a Facebook Live situation, making sure you test that space out first to make sure that the audio is solid for the end user. And then also, how people are hearing it. Are they hearing it? So there's a huge amount of video that's actually where people are actually watching it without the sound on. You, as the brand manager, need to make sure that you are offering a way for people to still hear it. And Facebook is great in that it offers up a way for you to just do open captioning through the platform. So you can upload an SRT file with, the captions. And so people can watch it. We always talk about how people are watching, they might be in mass transit, traveling, they might not be able to hear it. They might be at work and not able to hear it. If you're a parent, you might be trying to put your child to bed and you can't turn the sound on. So there are a myriad of reasons why you need that sound off.
So SRT file, help me out. What exactly is that? And does that automatically load these closed captions or the text into the video?
Well, an SRT file is basically a file that was built for closed captioning. And so what that is, it's an extra file that you can either upload or that can be auto-generated either by Facebook or YouTube. Both of those platforms can auto-generate those. However, it's not perfect. So there's going to be stuff, you're still going to be able to have to go in and sometimes fix the text or whatever so it's a little bit more accurate because, it's robo doing whatever. And so, but there are folks out there that are really cheap in doing that. Like one that we've used before is called rev.com. They're not paid. I'm not getting paid to say that, but yeah, so we've used them and they have a quick turnaround time. And so they clean that up. Like I said, there might be some names and stuff that you still have to really massage, but it's pretty standard. And they give you several different ways in which you can use that. But yeah, an SRT file is basically that file that takes from the video what's being said and creates a text type deal. But why it's a different type of file is so that it attaches back to the video for the timing. And that's what makes it different than just saying, why can't I just write it out in a document and upload it? Because it's about the timing of what is being said during the video.
Got it. Okay. So now is that, are there apps that can help you with that, or is it websites or subscriptions, or kind of how would a naive person like myself get involved in that?
Well, like I said, you can download the file and fix it and re-upload it as an SRT file. And also there's other folks that can do that for you as well to help you out in that regard that are very cost effective.
So just to take a step back, this is Rose from Winslow North. If a small business owner or an entrepreneur has never done this before, Facebook is one of those platforms where you are better off uploading the actual video to Facebook rather than taking a link, say a YouTube link. So, if you have video, you're going to get better reach on Facebook by uploading the actual file to Facebook. When you do that, as Paul was saying, you can upload that SRT file as well so that you have that captioning going with the video. And so that would be a first place for an entrepreneur to kind of start to play with that produced video space in Facebook. Facebook offers you, again, really good live option via Facebook Live, and then this option where you're going to get better organic reach by uploading the native video and then making sure that you're dealing with the captioning.
Yeah, and just to tag on to that, yes, you should upload in both places, because if you upload a link from YouTube, you won't have the option to caption it because it's a link. It's not a video. Whereas when you upload the video to either YouTube or Facebook or upload them to both, which is ideal, you have that option when you upload it to be able to have it auto-generate. You can click a button and say auto-generate and then fix it from there, or upload your own SRT file.
Mm-hmm. And this is Courtney, there are a lot of reasons, above and beyond that Facebook would prefer you to upload your video natively, but it also gives you the option of creating and tweaking the title and the description, which you might want to do based on your audience, because we all know our audience is different across platforms. So if I'm writing my title and description for YouTube, I know that that's largely search based. So I'm really trying to be very technical and making sure there's lots of keywords involved. And where Facebook, I know, although it has a lot to do with search, people are actually reading that title and that description. So I want to make sure that I am very descriptive on what the video is. I have a catchy title, so people will want to, press play. So there are definitely a lot of different options that you have when you're uploading it in the two different spaces.
And I'd like to tail onto that. Facebook does offer its own service to do the captioning. However, if you are a DIY person, just know that it is time. It's a time suck. It really is.
Yes, okay. It is. Yeah, I agree with Aaron. That's why there's folks out there that'll do it for a cost effective, and I couldn't believe the turnaround time.
It's worth
in some of it. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
worth a few bucks.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you're planning on really incorporating video for the rest of the year, you definitely want to consider this and see if it falls into the budget, because you could potentially, be missing out on a lot of your audience who's going to scroll by when the video starts playing and they see that there's a mouth moving, but they don't know what's being said. It's definitely well worth it for you to decide ahead of time that you want to make that additional investment.
And this is Rose from Windsor North. As a business owner, once you have that video uploaded, this is where you have a couple choices. You can go the organic route and have your followers see it, or you can take the paid route. And the nice thing about the paid route is you get to be very, very precise about who you want to see that. So you're going to have to make that decision based on what you want this video to serve. Is there a call to action there? Is it a brand awareness piece? And once you do the strategy behind that, then you can decide, okay, this is a place where I'm going to invest some budget dollars and do a campaign around this. And then you promote that video. You'll be able to be very, very hyper-targeted in terms of who gets to see it. And if it's something that you spent a lot of time on, it's definitely something to consider. You can promote, post, and do an ad for a very small amount of money on Facebook. And you can also, in the Facebook dashboard, run an Instagram ad at the same time. So from a time perspective, it's helpful to a business owner because you can do two platforms at once from the same dashboard. And from a cost perspective, you've invested all this time and effort into producing this good video. You should really think about who you want to see it.
And just to add a little bit more to that, there is a difference in between promoting or boosting a post as opposed to creating a Facebook ad. Now, when you create a Facebook ad, you're limited in time. That can only be a 60-second video, whereas a promoted or boosted post can be a video that's much longer. And in fact, what's odd, a lot of folks are saying, well, the shorter the better, But over the last few months, we've had videos 3 minutes or more get a lot of traction. And it's been kind of amazing to see that, even some of them organically, just crazy on Facebook. So video, if your audience is heavy on Facebook, going the video route is really, truly a crucial step for you. But I just wanted to make sure that they knew the differences between having a video as an ad or having a video just as a promoted post, because there are some restrictions. And on Instagram itself, you can run an ad from Facebook to Instagram, but on Instagram, they limit you to 60 seconds completely on any post. So you just have to think about that. What are you trying to say in 60 seconds, and can you say it all in 60 seconds? So,
and this is Rose. To follow up on what Paul said, in general, I think it's fair that we would agree, keep it short for most business owners, and quality is better than quantity. However, I think it was 2017, right, Paul, when Facebook did come out. So this is a pro tip here for folks who are deep into it. Mm-hmm. Facebook did come out with an algorithm to try to fight some of the fake news and some of the low quality video out there. The algorithm would support high quality, longer videos. But the key for a business owner listening to this is high quality, right? So, if you have a great 3 minute, 30 seconds, that's excellent. But you cannot, Facebook will not be helping you. The algorithm will not be supporting a low quality, long video in that regard.
Completely agree. If you're going to go over 60 seconds, you're going to really need a great storyteller to help you craft that.
Okay, so we talk a lot about strategy, and if any business owner is going to jump into this pool, you need to decide what you're trying to get accomplished. So, video for video's sake, tips on how to get it seen and duration and quality and subtitles and things of that nature are all fantastic tips. What is the strategy for what these videos are supposed to try to have happen? I'm sure that's going to change from industry to industry, but, if I'm a business owner listening, how many videos do I need? How often do I need to post videos? Do I need, 52 videos so I can run one video per week for the year? And, how many of those are going to be call to actions versus just cool stuff about my business and virtual tours and highlight my team? So help me out with that.
So this is Rose, Moonstone North. So again, it really depends on the business and the brand. In terms of how that breaks down, you have to look at what you're trying to accomplish. Is it conversions, brand awareness? what KPIs or what key performance indicators are you linking to, and that will help you figure out whether you're going the live route, whether you're going the paid route, in conjunction with the budget that you have. It would trying to do several videos a week for most people would not be something that fits in their budget, either in terms of having the right in-house staff or hiring in the right agency to support you.
I would agree. I always say make video an exclamation point to all the other stuff that you're doing. It has to be a part of the pie, like Rose said earlier, but it's got to have that punch.
Well, thank you. That concludes our conversation for today, and I want to thank our guests, and they quickly are
Rose Tantriple, Moonsail North.
Courtney Mackey Larvadane, Glow Social Media.
Aaron Richard, MSU Foundation.
And Paul Schmidt with UnoDeuce Multimedia.
Thanks for joining us.